Have you ever studied moral panics in the United States? It's so fascinating because the United States is such a young country with such a young culture that we genuinely have had such an uproar over things that are relatively non controversial. For example, my mother growing up, she was asked by her church to not go to movie theaters until she saw Star Wars. But basically, in the past 60 years, we have had moral panics over pinball machines, video games like Mortal Kombat and Pokemon, music like rock and roll and rap, card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering, as well as Dungeons and Dragons, the board game. Things like cross-dressing, school dances, transgender people as a whole, and furries. We've had moral panics over all of those things. The rationalization for these moral panics is always quite silly in retrospect. For instance, you can find a tape of Richard Nixon claiming that gay people are the reason why the Roman Empire fell. His belief that homosexuality being condoned causes empires to fall is his justification for criminalizing it. And it's so silly because, like, if you look at other countries' cultures where they had, a queer community and it was quite present, then you'd realize that none of this really adds up at all. On the topic of cross-dressing, people believe that men are no longer really men, and for that reason they cross-dress, and because of that we are falling apart as a society. Then you look at Japanese culture and you find out that cross-dressing has been around for generations, and it really doesn't have much of an effect as to, how they are functioning. Right now in the US, a big moral panic is transgender children. There's this belief that if you are a child who simply just states they don't feel like the assigned gender that they were given at birth, then they can somehow have life-altering decisions be approved. And that's just simply not true. There are multiple processes in order to make sure that the right medical decisions are being made and that the person in question is dealing with things in a proper and effective manner. But the point I'm trying to make is that you yourself can also fall to these moral panics, or these might just simply be distractions. What's fascinating is that you can take people who believe in moral panics of today, but they don't apply that same logic consistently retrospectively. So for instance, you can take someone who does not believe that there is a problem with racism in this country right now, but they will easily believe that there was a problem in the 60s. They will probably agree that there was a problem in the 1990s. But then you ask them, okay, when did racism stop in the United States? And they just won't have an answer. You can take people who believe in moral panics right now and they'll say things like, oh, the United States needs to be more Christian. But when you show them a time period like 1850s America, when America was more Christian, then they won't apply that same logic to back then. It's so fascinating because these people will believe that the problems in the world have always been the greed of kings, royals, aristocrats, tycoons, slave owners, capitalists, oligarchs, drug lords, until today. Suddenly, they are not the problem anymore. Why is that?